What's up, YouTube? Getting bored inside the house for the last 4 or 5 days. Had to get a injection in my elbow, so just getting bored, and I figured I'd come outside to get this thing to run, and I cannot get it to run no matter what. That starter is getting weak too, and the aftermarket carb on this car, I didn't it's a good carb, but I wanted original, which I do have. I have another one of these cars that later on I want to turn into something else, but this one is too nice to mess it up. Other than I want to lower it. I want to lower this thing like really low, tint some windows, do the interior, and drive it the way it is. So now, first thing first, I'm going to take this carb off, which means this intake manifold has to come off too, because if I was going to use the original carb, which I have somewhere, there it is, which I rebuilt as well. It's got all new gaskets, and this is original one that I want to put on, but I have to get my intake manifold for this same carb so I can get this thing. This thing just wouldn't run right, even though I did put electric fuel pump, so it's getting enough fuel, but still can't get it to run. Okay, so I'm I'm going to my buddy's shop where I have another one of these Fiat 1100Ds. That one is in kind of rough condition, but I had such a nice interior that I'm gonna swap into this one, and I want to make this nice riding, kind of as much as I can original, other than I'm just gonna lower it, tint the windows, and maybe put some kind of wheels or something, but maybe even just stick with the original wheels. But I'm having issues with this carb from day one, and I got an original one that's supposed to go in this engine. Just gonna head down there, grab that intake manifold that I need for that carburetor, and also this car came with the original copper radiator, so that radiator's got a hole. When I got the car running first time, it was overheating, and then I found out that radiator is leaking. So I already have a good radiator from the other car. I'm not even gonna bother replacing this. I don't wanna, I mean, I can always take it, I can always actually fix it. It's a copper radiator, and I think it's leaking on a really good spot that can be fixed, but I have an extra one, so I'm gonna go grab that. This other 1100 that I have, it's in kind of rough condition, needs a body work and stuff. I thought about making something crazy out of it, swap something cool underneath the hood, lower it down, put some flares, and make my own body panel that needs nothing perfect. I'm not gonna make it a perfect car. I want something that I can just beat on it and not be sorry for it. So yeah, let's just go down there, grab these parts, and come back. So this is my second 1100 that I have. This one is in rougher shape, but I already started putting new floorboards. That's the easy part. It's got a lot of bond though, so I thought about flaring it. And there's an engine, same engine as mine, same transmission, same everything, so it's good to have spare parts. And here's the intake manifold that I need. I already got the original carb. I took the radiator out, so now I wanna be taking this intake manifold off, taking that home with me. So in order to take this intake manifold, you gotta take the exhaust off at the same time, because you got that one bolt. So intake manifold needs to go up and off these bolts. So, and the starter is buried underneath, so now it's a good time to take it off and leave it for spare. got the manifold off. It was just easier to take it all at once. Intake manifold and exhaust all together was already cut. Plus it'll give me an idea of a bend that I need to make. I need to upgrade this exhaust just next, a little bit bigger than what it is. This way I can just swap everything tomorrow. And there's a starter, generator, and everything else. I'll just keep it for now here, and later on maybe I can build something cool out of this. Even though it's rusty, it's still fixable. It will be just cool. It's got that cool body. Look, I don't know, K20 swap. It's already rear-wheel drive. Just need to stiffen up the rear end and everything else pretty much, but yeah, it's got the cool body. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back. Just enjoying this weather outside. Had my coffee and got my radiator right here that I picked up last night. I added some vinegar and water. It's been in there all night. Look at all these pieces coming out. Just gonna run flush through it. This is just from water getting out, but the fins on this side are almost perfect. But somebody did some work around the engine and whatnot. All these are bent. So what I'm gonna go is AutoZone, get that comb, whatever it's called, the little tool to fix all these fins before I put it on. I got one somewhere in the garage, I just can't find it for life of me, so I'm just gonna go to AutoZone, grab one, fix that up, and then we'll put that back in the car and test it. So mine that's on the car right now, it's leaking somewhere in this area. When I pressure test it, you can actually feel air come out, so it never could pressurize the system and it was overheating. I got kind of idea what I want to do with this car. It's got 14-inch wheels right now. I got some 15s that I bought from my Yugo, and I think I'm gonna put those on this car right now, and I want to lower it. I want to lower this car all the way. See how big of a gap this is? I mean, I want to lower it at least up to here. It's got the spring in the back, leaf spring in the back. It's got spring and shock on front, but it'll look way better. For the paint, I thought about doing dark gunmetal or maybe dark army green with all that trim being matte black, car being matte color as well, tint windows, nice wheels. I think it would look pretty cool. But yeah, this is this area somewhere here. I can feel air coming out after I pressurize the system. It doesn't last long at all. Okay, let's pressurize this. Let's pressurize this system quick, and you can hear it's coming right. Yep, there's a leak right here somewhere. I am guessing the brazing around this neck is leaking, so I'm gonna take that out and see maybe I can fix it, or just put the one that I just straighten out those fins. But yeah, just a few seconds before everything comes out. So today I'm gonna take the exhaust intake manifold off, swap the one I got from yesterday, had battery charging all night, so should be good. Put on a electric fuel pump last year just because the mechanical was getting weak, took forever. So with a couple cycles of key, get fuel. If I decided to paint, which means I'm gonna pull the motor and transmission, everything out, I want this engine bay painted as well. Kinda, it will look better once you pop the hood open, but I think it would look pretty cool once that's all done. One of a kind, not really one of a kind, but these things are kind of rare actually. Jay Leno has one older one with the suicide doors, and you don't see many of these. This was a Dior option back in the 60s. Only Dior's would import one or two. They were never actually imported by Fiat. I can't explain the smell of this interior right now. It's horrible, especially when it gets hot, just because it's got all the holes. So I'm gonna rip everything out, and I'm gonna sand down all these rust spots. Somebody put new floors back in the day, I think previous owner did. I'm gonna make sure I get all that piece has to come out. I'm gonna get some sound deadening, cover all that area up before I put the carpet on, which will be just a universal carpet that I did on my Fiat Busa, just because I can't find parts for these things. One thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna touch that ceiling, just because I don't have another one, and I'm gonna try to clean up as much as I can. I got nice seats from the other one. I got the door panels. I got some rust spots that I'm gonna clean up. Get my wire wheel in there. Get some cavity wax after that. Same on all doors. Oh, that smell is just horrible. I'm gonna leave it open. Let it. Yeah. But right now, grab my car and go to AutoZone, get that comb and fix those fins up. Got the tool from O'Reilly's. So the same tool on Amazon is like 12 bucks plus shipping. I mean, shipping is free, taxes 13, 14. O'Reilly's 30 bucks. Almost 30, I should say, 28 bucks. But when you want it now, plus you are supporting a local business, not literally local business, but without me spending this kind of money, if everybody was gonna go and do online shopping, we wouldn't have these auto parts stores. And I better back up. So yeah, you pay extra if you want it now, plus you're helping out these stores stay in business, so you spend extra money. And this is the tool. I know I got one in my garage somewhere, I just can't find it. So here it is. Now I'm gonna go home and put these to work and see how that comes out. Okay, so this right here is gonna take some time. I found out the 12 works the best. It's perfect size. I'm not gonna use the handle. As you can see, it's just easier. It's a lot of patience, a lot of work, but it can be done. So got a lot of work to do. Just grab yourself a chair, open a cold one and get to it. It's not an easy task, but I've actually never used one of these, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's not rocket science. So all you gotta do is put the handle back on, find the size that you need, in my case being the 12, put it on and just kind of slowly keep pulling back till you get them straight, at least as close as you can. This right here is gonna be a lot of work, honestly, but you can do it. The better you get them straight,
the better airflow you have. As long as you open them up, they don't have to be perfect. This has to be fixed, otherwise no air can get through, which will mean it'll probably overheat. Okay, so I got my trim removing tools that I'm gonna use first to get as much as I can. You kind of have to get them close, get them up apart from each other in order to use this tool. So it's gonna go, it's a plastic tool that I should probably start from this end up. Kind of get them separate from each other first, and then try using that comb. This is the worst area here. I can see the rest of it turned out pretty good. I'm just showing you what you can do yourself. Pretty inexpensive. And after you do this, find the size that fits you. Mine being 12, put it in and keep pulling it towards you a few times back and forth, and just make sure you get the plastic ones. And same with these trim removing tools that are plastic. And yeah, it's not gonna look brand new, but this is the area that I just repaired. It was just like this, and as you can see, there's a lot of airflow. And yep, just put it like that, a few strokes back and forth, and should look pretty good. I can still after I'm all done, I'm gonna go again through this whole area and get it the way I like it. Okay, it's getting somewhere. It's way better than it was. It's not gonna be perfect, but it'll do the work. Good job. Got some airflow through there now. Gotta do is wash it off, do some touch-ups, and this side is perfect. As you can see, you can actually see some. You can actually see other side now. It's really bad. Got a little touch up here. Clean it up. Use a emery cloth. I got some camera. I'm gonna look inside as well. Now for inside, to flush it out, I've used muriatic acid in the past. I'm not telling you to use it, but I have used it with good luck. I've used it on my red Yugo, going on for 3 years, no leaks. It was really bad. It was bad, it was plugged up. Muriatic acid usually did the work for me. Like I said, I'm not telling you to use it, but I've had good luck. Mine was really bad, and I'm gonna see how this one is. Wash a few times with vinegar first, then run a lot of soap through it, and we'll see how this one does. But my fins are almost done. I'm happy how it turned out. It was really bad,
Gonna put it in the car, flush it out first, of course, put it in the car, pressure test it again, see. It held before, but I'm gonna see again. Hoping none of these got damaged that bad that it's leaking. But yeah, this is a pretty cool tool. Get yourself a couple of these trim removal plastic ones. Just a lot of time, a lot of patience, and you're gonna like how that turns out at the end.